and welcome to your messages for the month of February 2025. And what an exciting year this has been so far. Well, for me, definitely. The one phrase that keeps coming out to me is 2025 is exceeding my expectations and going beyond my imagination. And I think that's the way we need to be if we're going to really shift this energy into the new earth. Because I think that we still can't fathom with our limited human mind exactly how miraculous and beautiful and wonderful life can be. And so, yeah, I think things are advancing so much technologically. We're in Aquarius, but also the time of Aquarius, this new Earth is the Pluto being in Aquarius, having moved there from Capricorn. I think we're really seeing that with humanity having a massive wake up, spiritual awakenings going on. Those of you that have been following for a while, I'm sure you're energy healers, light workers, you're serving humanity in some way. And I think we're going to get really busy. So it's beautiful. I think also we can't imagine now what our life is going to be like, even as soon as the summer of this year. I keep getting that message as well, that we're going to be living some aspect of our life in the summer of 2025 beyond our imagination now, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's an exciting time, isn't it? I hope you're finding the excitement as well. But of course, this high frequency coming in, as we know, with the analogy of the bucket of dirty water. When the light comes in, anything that isn't serving you, any parts of your identity, any parts of your ego, any trapped emotions, limiting beliefs, all of this stuff, any people, any jobs, any activities, all sorts of things. Everything is energy, right? It's going to start coming out and being released. So it's a little bit, it can be scary. There could be a lot of fear coming out. There could be a lot of, friendships drifting and relationships ending, jobs ending. There could be a lot of like in limbo. You know that this isn't for you anymore, but you're not quite sure what is. And I always think about the doors, that these doors might be shutting for you and these doors haven't opened yet. And I always think it doesn't have to be hell in the hallway when you understand the process and you understand what's going on, because sometimes old energy needs to go in order for the new energy to come in. And understanding that, I think it helps. It helps the process, shall we say. So astrologically, I'm going to put a link in the description, video in the end screen to a video I did recently with the lovely Amy Bird, who is an expert in astrology, and the lovely Liz Nagle, who is a mystic. So you've got the astrologer, the mystic, and the tarot card reader. We love getting together, and it was long overdue. So check that out, because Amy gives us an update on the astrology at the moment, which is really powerful. As you know, I'm not an astrologer, but I do listen to Amy. And one of the things that struck me is this: the nodals, the nodes of the moon, or the nodal axis of the moon. It shifts every 18 months, and it was in South Node Libra, North Node Aries, and we've been working with that, and now it's shifted into South Node Virgo, North Node Pisces. It's always in opposite signs. And my beginner astrology mind, the way I work things out, is that in order to get the most out of life in general, or out of the astrology, to me, that means it's like with our own birth nodes. We have, if you've had your birth chart read, and if you haven't, I recommend you do with Amy. All of her details are in the description. You can see where you as a soul are moving from the south node, where there are qualities that you feel quite comfortable with, into the north node, where the qualities you might feel less comfortable with, but that's where your soul has chosen you to go this lifetime. So embracing the qualities of that. And of course, they're not just from signs, zodiac signs. The zodiac signs will be in a certain house as well. So you get the qualities of the house as well, and put it all together, and it helps you know where you're coming from and where your soul wants you to go in this lifetime. I found that really powerful myself. But there's also collective ones, or the moon ones, I should say. And so going from Virgo into Pisces, the way I look at that is just hang on a minute, I'm going to have to pause. Sorry about that. So we were talking about moving from collectively moving from Virgo into Pisces. So what does that mean? The way I understand it is we're looking at because all signs have like we could look at them as positive and negative aspects. I see it more as like the shadow aspect and the siddhi aspect. If you are into the gene keys, you'll know what I mean. But also there could be less conscious aspects and more conscious aspects. But the way I look at it is having a look at the characteristics and the qualities of each sign and seeing how we can express them in a more conscious way or express them at a higher level or basically express them in a way that improves our journey. So if you take Virgo, which is typically very into routines, focused on work, serving others, can be quite anal, can be quite over focused on detail. Um, Moving into Pisces, of course, which is a water sign, which is like going with the flow. It's a really spiritual sign. And so it's all about doing things in a more in the flow way. So it would be like if there are times when you're a little bit too focused on your routine, it might be let go of the routine and just see where you flow. If you are a little bit too focused on the details, you see, because that would keep you in like the physical realm. That's why sometimes we can't fathom with our limited human thinking. Well, we don't think about miracles, do we? If we're focused on the details of the physical, then it doesn't open us up to the miracles of the all that is, which would be a Pisces quality. So it is about going with the flow more and not being too rigid with your daily routine and with your work life and really bringing in some more like spiritual flair, exploring your spirituality and I would say just taking it to another level, taking everything to the next octave. I think that's what's going on. I mean, I listened to the video that I put in description because Amy talks about things in a better way. It's her area of expertise. I'm going to talk about tarot. And while I'm talking about tarot, I'm going to remind you that if you want to study tarot for yourself, then get in touch because my next course of learning to read tarot is starting on the 3rd of March. And I would love to have you join. And one of the things that we're going to do with the tarot is very much about one of the things that kind of is included in the course, although I didn't really do this consciously, I think it's just because it's the way I interpret the cards. I do go through the basic interpretations, which all tarot card readers will know of all the cards. Obviously, you need to know the basic original interpretation of obviously the elements and the cards and everything else. But I also go through my own interpretations. If you're watching this, then you're resonating with that. And then I encourage people to actually develop their own interpretations of the cards, which I think is really beautiful because then they will take their interpretations in the direction that they go in, like depending on what their passion is. So mine's obviously raising your frequency and expanding into higher levels of consciousness. So I see all the spiritual lessons in tarot. One of my favorite things is the fool's journey through the major arcana, but it's not the major arcana represents spiritual lessons in life, but there are spiritual lessons all through tarot, all through the minor arcana as well. So the fool's journey through tarot is amazing because, of course, the fool's journey is the hero's journey. The hero's journey, of course, is your journey through the spiritual lessons of life. That's how I see tarot. That's why I'm so passionate about sharing it and helping people learn to read it for themselves so that it can really enhance their own journey through the spiritual lessons of life. So if you're interested in doing the tarot reading course with me, then get in touch so you can book your place. Details on my website in the description, but also at deborahjanesutton.com. Anything else that we want to say? If you haven't already seen the messages for 2025, that's January and 2025. It was all in one video. I'll put a link to the description, video in the end screen, so you can see what came up for the beginning of the year. There was very much about hibernating. A lot of people were hibernating at the beginning of January. I definitely was. And then at the end of January, coming out of hibernation and raring to go and suddenly getting very busy in a beautiful way. So, yeah, let's see what's going to happen in February. So, just give us the heads up. Can we have the heads up, please, on the energies in February? Any guidance, any help, any wisdom, anything that will help us? I'm getting just two cards. Interesting and unusual. Wow. Okay, let's dive in. The first one is the Page of Wands. What can I say about the Page of Wands? Pages are young, opportunities and offers coming in. They are news. Wands is fire, which means that it's passionate, it's bold, it's courageous, it's physical action in the physical world. And the page is holding the wand, which means there are actions, new, exciting offers and opportunities for you to take new action. The order of the cards is important. Okay, I mean, only because I've seen the second one. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So this is, now it could be somebody bringing in a new activity. It could be an activity that you are not associating with being relevant to your divine path. And I'm just going to give you an example, a very small example. You know, life is the little things are big and the big things sometimes aren't, if you know what I mean. Oh, that's another characteristic of Virgo is I wanted to say, don't sweat the small stuff. Virgos are very, not, you know, because the South Node was in Virgo, don't yeah, don't Virgo can be quite, the energies can be quite into sweating the small stuff and making mountains out of molehills. And so yeah, don't sweat the small stuff. Um, yeah, definitely. In fact, don't sweat any stuff because we're going into the flow of Pisces, aren't we? So don't sweat any stuff, but definitely don't sweat the small stuff. But I'm noticing. That's another thing. Sorry, I was going to mention. I had a lovely chat this week as well with the lovely Marie Russell. I'm going to put a link in the description, and I'll put that video in the end screen as well if there's space in the end screen already. We were just connecting for a chat because we just love to talk about, you know, all sorts of things. And she was saying in that she said that she loved the way that my examples were sometimes so trivial, like something really tiny in life, and she's thinking of these big spiritual lessons, and yet I'm relating them to something really quite mundane and trivial in life. But that is the way it goes. So anyway, yeah, check that out. I think she called it it's her video, but I have got it on my channel. If you're subscribed to my channel, it's not going to come up because I didn't re-upload it, but I have added it to the section on others, and of course, it's in the section on interviews and chats. But I will put a link in the description. She called it Lessons in Awakening, learning how to create your own reality. And I did mention to her that we're not learning how to create our reality. We're actually learning that we are always creating our reality, whether we know it or not. So it's learning the fact that you're always creating your reality and therefore understanding that so that you can create the reality that you choose. Yeah, but anyway, that was kind of like the title. So yeah, I'll put all of that in. So yeah, the small stuff. This is what I want to say. So yeah, because I was just passing um, a new yoga studio that's appeared in our theatre, and the windows were all covered with like words like yoga and risoterapia, which is like laughter medicine and stuff like that. And it just, I was like, oh wow, something new. This is like 2025. This is Aquarius. This is like they're just springing up everywhere, beautiful centers. And I just walked in. I just walked in and wanted to know whose is this space, because I could just feel the light coming out of it. And I met this woman called Russel, and she was just shining bright and just following her heart. And her and her friends had clubbed together to rent this space because they all offer something different. You know, there's a massage therapist, there's people doing workshops, you know, there's her with her yoga. And they were just so passionate about getting it out there. Passion, you see. And it's opportunities and offers. And it was just follow your heart, follow your passion. And so I went in there and met her, and it's amazing. Now we're doing intercambio on each other's services. And I went to her yoga class, and the world needs more yoga teachers like her. And I was just loving the fact that everything has moved to another level. But my point being that I took action. It was an opportunity for me. I just drove past and I saw this place, and I was like, wow, want to go in. And I had an opportunity to do that. And your human mind might say, no, you haven't got time, or you can't just walk into places. And just don't think. Don't think. Just follow that drive. That's what I want to say. Follow your drive, and follow that push that's coming from inside of you. Because normally I wouldn't just walk into spaces like that unannounced. But I was obviously meant to do that. And obviously, we're meant to be in touch, and we're helping each other now on our journeys. And that's what it's all about. That's the Aquarian energy, helping each other, people power, people helping people. And everybody doing whatever it is that's coming instinctively and naturally on their divine path. It's so important. So, what I'm getting for February is we're going to have opportunities and offers to take this new action. And it could be an event that is resonating with you. It could be meeting a new person. It could be taking up a new activity. It could be simply just driving on a different way home, going through, I don't know, going to a new market. It doesn't matter. If you're sitting there going, oh, I've got some free time, and oh, I've never been to such and such a street market. Well, go. Go. Take physical action in the physical world. It has to be new action if you want to bring in new things, because we're actually creating our reality on the choices that we make. So we have to choose to do things a little bit differently. And I don't think it's difficult to do when you're following your passion. But what will happen if you're stuck in your mind will be, why did I have a desire to do that? Oh, no, that was silly. I want to go to the beach. Yeah, but look, it's windy. I'm not going to the beach. You know, no, you want to go to the beach, you go to the beach. Just wrap up, right? Because you're going to meet someone down there, or that wind is going to blow away some cobwebs that need to go, and some new ideas coming in, because I've seen this card. This is new ideas coming in. This is new inspiration. This is a breakthrough. And it's new ways of communicating. It's air. Swords are air. They're mental processes. It's taking us to a new way of thinking. And this is what I said before about the order, because usually the thought will come in before the action. You see why I said the order is important? But this is the other way around. This is saying the action is there, which is going to lead to a breakthrough, an aha moment, because the Ace of Swords is all about an aha moment. The Ace of Swords is about shifting to a higher level of consciousness, because when you shift up that map of consciousness, Dr. David Hawkins' map of consciousness, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put a link in the description to my video on it. But when you move up that map of consciousness, your thinking changes. So there is a change in thinking. Your view of life changes. Some people think that life, they're a victim to their circumstances and life happens to them. And some people believe that, life is it's our guidance and it's happening for our benefit. And then you've got people that think that life happens through us, that we are life, itself. Your view of life changes as you expand into higher levels of consciousness. And it's the same with, on the map of consciousness, there's also a column, your view of God, if you want to use that word. Your view of God, what you perceive God as being, changes as you expand into higher levels of consciousness. And it's your view of everything, your view of yourself. I've also got a video about the meaning of love, just love itself. Also, the concept, the word, the energy, the belief around it, the feeling changes as you expand into higher levels of consciousness. Just the word or the meaning or the concept of love changes. So that's what this card is saying to me, is that when you take this action's going to lead you. So whoever you're going to meet on that windy beach, whoever you're going to meet when you walk into someone's space, just because you're drawn to the light, of it, if they're going to be people that you're meant to be meeting. And even if you're not meeting anybody on the windy beach, you're going to have some ideas. Something is going to happen. There's going to be an aha moment. There's going to be a realization. There's going to be some kind of breakthrough on an energetic level, on a mental level, that's going to take you somewhere else. And that was certainly the case for me when I met this lady, because I did her class and she did this meditation, a moving meditation afterwards. I'd not done that before. And it was so powerful that now, I've got the music. I'm going to be sharing that with people in the tent, definitely. So again, it was physical action in the physical world, which has enhanced my my thinking, excuse me, and my own journey, my own aha moments, because of that powerful meditation that I had, so that's just one tiny example. But of course, these things can work on big examples. You could be taking big action, like you could be opening, an abundance activity. Some people call them businesses, but I like to call them abundance activities because, as we know, there is no point in making loads of money if you're not happy, healthy, and in love. We want to be making, we want to be financially secure, obviously, but we also want to be in love, healthy, and happy, right? So this action could be you creating your own abundance activity. It could be you leaving the day job and working on your passion hobby and bringing that to life onto a greater audience. It could be something big that's going to be absolutely life-changing. It could be making you loads of money that you can now invest in the new earth by investing it in yourself, of course. It could be new action that's just going to bring people together. It could be new action that's just going to raise the frequency of other people and raise the consciousness of humanity, which is what you came here to do. It could be new action that's just completely personal to you. It could be, taking up yoga, taking up a new sports activity that's going to just bring you so much joy that it's going to raise your frequency so much so that you expand into those higher levels of consciousness. See how it's all connected? So this is about following your drive, following I think at this stage of the Great Awakening, we can't stop ourselves, can we? You get an urge to do something and then you just have to do it, right? You have to express it. You have to get it out there. You have to take the action. But this is about understanding that it's leading you to something so beautiful, because this is divine inspiration. This is divine inspiration coming in. And it's a massive spiritual awakening. It's a breakthrough on your path. It's leading you to a major next step. It's an ace. So it's the beginning of something quite different, something new, something that's part of your destiny. Because look, in tarot, when it comes in from a cloud like that, it means that it's part of your divinity. It's part of your divine path, which is part of your destiny unfolding. So we're really, really reaching really major parts of our destiny, things that our souls have chosen to experience in this lifetime. And we've obviously chosen to be here at the time of the Great Awakening. So, and you're watching this video and you're still watching it if you've got to this bit. So you're obviously here to help in some way. And it's exciting because the way that we help is by literally doing what excites us the most. And then you can just live in this beautiful place of continual excitement and just continual, like, wow, what's life bringing me today? And who is life bringing me today? And um, what of all the many things that I love doing am I actually going to be able to do today? It's just, yeah, it is beautiful. It's opportunities and offers to take new action and be bold. Be bold. If you feel to take the action, just take it. Don't second guess. That's what I want to say. Don't second guess the action, right? Because it's the action that's going to lead to, in some glorious way, is going to lead to this breakthrough and this divine inspiration coming in. So exciting times, isn't it? So that's February. So yeah, take action. Follow whatever it is, follow your drive, follow whatever it is that's driving you, that's pushing you. Do you feel a push? Do you feel a little push from behind, something pushing you in certain areas? And then in other areas, you might be like, oh, that's funny, there's nothing pushing me there. Like it might be an activity you used to do, a friend you used to see, and you're like, and actually you've got to take an effort to walk in that direction now. And you're like, hang on a minute, why am I, that's a bit more of an effort. Well, then you're not meant to be doing it because, your higher self is literally pushing you from behind and taking you. And so it's like, oh, and then it makes it easy. And then it makes this action easy. Yes, it might be a bit courageous and a bit bold and a bit assertive, all that stuff, but it won't be difficult. Not if it's on your divine path. It won't be difficult. You might wonder in your limited human thinking why you're doing something. But just let go of that. Just trust that, follow your drive. If you're driven, whatever you're driven to do, um, yeah, do it. And without thinking, because the aha moment is there for you. There's aha moments to be had in February. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'd love to hear about the aha moments that you have in February. Thank you for getting to the end of the video. Get in touch if you want to learn to read tarot with me and check out all the links in the description because I think there's quite a few there now. So have a fantastic month. Love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye for now.